Howdy Rockstars, Lid Shaw, and welcome to Recording Studio Rockstars. I'm actually hand holding my camera tonight because I don't have the tripod handy, but I wanted to give you a brief introduction, let you know what I'm doing here. Recently I got some wonderful cables into the studio. It's a company called Wireworld, and one of the very first things I wanted to do was just plug it into an interface with one of my Roswell Delphos mics, give it a listen with my acoustic guitar. There's Daisy the dog shaking away in the background, and see what it sounded like. And while I was doing that, I just grabbed some other cables that I had around the studio, figured I'd listen to those as well and kind of see how everything sounded. And what we did was my intern Peter went ahead and just kind of shot some video of it. We actually didn't even know we were going to use it. So this is a very genuine, real-time, live presentation of me just trying out some cables and giving them a listen and telling you what I think off the top of my head. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Pretty remarkable for me what I felt like I was able to notice by playing an instrument through cables of choice versus just listening. So enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the video. Cheers. This is the Luna cable, and our mic pre is staying exactly the same. We're at 25. Is our mic pre level. I'm not going to change that as we go cable to cable, and positioning is basically the same. So. Okay, so this cable is my, I believe it's Mogami, and it's my hand-wired Toy Box Studio Lid style 25-foot cable. So I wired this one myself years ago. Okay, so immediately it totally sounds different than the Oasis did. It doesn't have that full frequency tone. It does not have as much low end. I can hear it in the headphones. It doesn't have as much detail in the high end. Sounds more aggressive in the mid range, and sounds like I already feel like I'll be fighting a little bit with that mid range when I go to mix and stuff. So this is really eye-opening shit. I know we're not supposed to be shooting official videos right now, but this is the real deal. Okay, cool. So this is the Klotz, and I don't know how many feet that is. How many feet do we think that is? 25 feet? Does it say on there?
It's probably 10.
10? Yeah, it probably looks more like 10, 12 or something like that. Yeah. And it does sound really good, and it sounds better than my homemade Mogami there. But it still doesn't quite have that big wide open thing that the Oasis does. Okay, so immediately again, this cable actually sounds pretty great, and it brings back that high top end. I can totally hear the details. And the thing I'm noticing is when I do like this, Like just that kind of like hearing the sound of the pick come back to the headphones, hearing the detail of sustained notes, it makes it easier for me to play. So I won't be surprised if when I listen to that back, that sounds like I was playing better too, because it just makes it easier to like get inspired and hear it. So this is AccuSound, and this is about a 12-foot cable or something like that. 10. Okay, so this is the Planet Waves cable, and I think it's a 25-footer. Okay, so it doesn't sound quite as hi-fi as the others, but it actually does have a top end that was that I found. I don't know. I like the sound of it. It's not as nice as the Oasis top end for sure. 12 feet of Oasis cable. That sounds great. Again, immediately on my headphones, it sounds a little bit bigger and a little louder, and I definitely hear more detail and precision in the top end, which is really cool. And it was through an Oasis cable that I came up with that part on the guitar, hearing it through the headphones. So going back to this cable, it actually re-inspired me to play that same part again. Whereas with the other cable, it still sounded great, but it just, that part didn't like hit me in the same way. Like I might have done something totally different. Awesome. Rockstars, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'm really curious to know what you think hearing all these different guitar sounds. I noticed for me that some of the playback was a little bit subtle, some of the differences, but what was really remarkable to me was the difference when I was playing the instrument. It completely felt like a different experience. So that was very eye-opening for me, because it just reminded me that if we want our recordings to really sound great, then we want our musicians to sound great, and if we want our musicians to sound great, we want them to feel really excellent about playing their instrument. So I was using the Wireworld Pro Audio Delphos microphone, which has the U67 capsule in it. That's just in cardioid and no pad. And then I was using the Oasis cable from Wireworld, as well as the Luna cable from Wireworld, both high quality XLR mic cables. And then that all went straight into the PreSonus Studio 192 interface, because I wanted to have a very simple setup that would be very similar to what you might have in any home studio. Microphone, cable, on stand, going straight into the interface. And I have to say that it sounded remarkably good to me. In fact, I was a little bit eye-opened, because I have a studio full of all kinds of fancy outboard gear, and I've got patch bays and all this other cabling, but just having a really dead simple setup, microphone, high quality cable, straight to an interface, sounds so good. It makes me want to rethink how I'm making records. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of any upcoming videos that we're releasing here at Recording Studio Rockstars, and drop in a comment down below and let us know what you think about the different sound of these mic cables, and whether you're hearing it, whether you feel like it really stands out to you, and how important is it to get your recordings sounding great and having the instruments comfortable while you're doing it. Thanks for watching, Rockstars. We'll see you around the studio. Cheers.